Hello. Um, this is a bit random. Very much a different video than the one I made on Deadlock with my friends. This is just something that I was thinking about yesterday, and I was like, I didn't really have a lot of time to kind of get it off my chest, so to say, and I'm bored by myself at home today, so I thought I'd make a video talking about it. Unfortunately, this is not the same world that I was playing on in the previous worlds. This is a realm I have with my friends and I. Um, I've actually got to go get more shulker boxes from the end, so that's what I'm gonna do while I talk about this. Get it off my mind. Basically, I was taking public transport to my place, and I got on this bus, and when I got on, it was a pretty full bus, and all the seats were taken. So then I'm standing up holding onto this rail in the bus, and in front of me in the able or disabled support area of the bus is like a group of like girls. I'd probably want to say mid-20s sitting there, and I didn't notice at first, but when I was standing there, I could see it in my peripheral vision that it's almost like they were like laughing. Um, whether it was at me, I don't know. Um, yeah, I don't know, but it was the vibe that it was at me, and I was kind of confused at first. Like I waited to be sure because obviously I wasn't going to. Yeah, obviously I wasn't going to make any assumptions or anything like that. But I fully felt like I was like being laughed at on this bus by these middle-aged girls. And the reason why I thought this was because, you know, I'm standing there, I can see in the peripheral vision they're laughing, and it felt like they were looking up at me. And it I'm not sure if this is the case or not, but it got to the point where um I felt like they were almost like pointing their phone at me and like like pointing it at me and recording me, so to say. And it was just really weird because I haven't had this experience in like a very long time, if at all, of like someone just I don't even want to, I don't even know, making fun of me, but it's not like I did anything, or well, I hope I didn't. I didn't believe so, but yeah, and so yeah, they were laughing at me at the as a group, or at least I think so. At least in this description, I'm just gonna assume that they were. Um, and straight away, I was getting quite, like, I guess, very confused, but also in a way like paranoid. Like I was instantly thinking, like, God, is my shirt stained or like, like what is going on? And it was a bit of this where I'm like, oh God, do I look dumb? And then I quickly realized I was kind of going in this spiral of like self self not self-loathing, but like nitpicking at myself. And I'm thinking like, why, like, this is crazy. 1 minute I was like, not even thinking about looking weird, or I was feeling fine. I was having a really good day. And then next minute I'm like really paranoid that people are laughing at me. And it wasn't long until I realized, like, why am I feeling this way? I, you know, how can I just let this person have such a short experience and interaction with me that's now like impacting how I'm feeling about myself? Like, the instance of time that this person has just spent like laughing, looking at me, whatever you want to call it, on the bus is like so inconsequential to my entire life. That is such a small fragment of who I am as a person. And like, how can I just, you know, let that affect me so much? And it really got me thinking about how I feel how fragile the human psyche can be. And I say that very broadly because I'm someone that I would say that I quite I'd like to say I'm pretty content with who I am and etc. But it's just it was a really weird, you know, sensation where I instantly got very questionable of myself, and it was a really weird sensation. I think it's also just really interesting how that super quick interaction made it so that my entire energy was off. Like, it was just, yeah, it just gave me a really weird energy. And it's easy to blame the people around you, and I think that's what I did in the past, but it's also, in my experience, just a much better alternative option to not really question other people. There's so many people, and really, you only live through your own eyes, meaning you should just focus on yourself. And it's, yeah, easy to blame other people when you don't know what's going on with them either, and you're only going to see them for 2 minutes of your entire, like, lifetime. Like, there's no point getting caught up on, like, they did this, they did that, like, why did they do that, that hurt me. Like, it's just, as quick as, like, they were to make me feel this way, doesn't hold the same value of the extra time I would spend thinking about it. And I think it's really important to wire our brains to think that, you know, this, like, we can't, like, you can't let something like that really, like, bring you down during the day. And I find it interesting because oftentimes I come back to this exact scenario where I feel like people are laughing at me, and then I get insecure, I guess paranoid, but every single time I come back to this thought, and that just made me think the way we think and the human mind is genuinely so fragile, and not in a bad way. I think we're hardwired like that, to constantly be questioning why people might not favor us, and it's the fear of not fitting in, I suppose. It's a natural response, but it really is interesting how we can so easily come back to that. And the most important way of getting out of that, I guess, spiral is to really value your time over other people's perception of it. Because I will never see these people ever again. It's a very high chance that that was the only time I will ever see this person and or people, and the same goes for them with me. And it's not like we're going to be seeing each other as friends quite often, or we literally have no social connection with each other whatsoever. And the more you think about this and the more you draw points such as this, the more you realize, like, there is no point feeling upset or paranoid or all of the above if the time you spend is so, like, important, and time is the most important currency humans have. Why waste it on thinking about such fragile things about this? And it's easy to say, much less than it is to be acted, but and I will never blame someone for feeling such a way, but I think it's always important to be present with people around you feeling like this, and to encourage that this is normal, but it's also a waste of time, respectfully. I think another idea related to this is the idea of self-restraint. It would have been so easy for me to lash out on this this bus and make a big scene about it, about recording me, but at the end of the day, I really don't care to make my again, I won't see this person. I won't have another interaction with this human being. And why do I care to set myself straight with someone that clearly holds no value to my life? I recognize this yap is a bit of a nonsensical nothing burger, but I I just was thinking about it and was thinking about how, yeah, it's really quick for people to really feel down about themselves from another person's actions when in reality they just don't hold any value to warrant that. You have to value your own feelings other than or on top of as a priority the feelings of other people. And yeah, that's just yeah, that's what I was thinking about today. So yeah.